Hello, and welcome to the FM podcast. I'm Jen Fritz, and I run Fritz Media, a music publicity and digital marketing firm located in Vancouver, Canada. And this is episode number 45 of the podcast. So the topic of this week's show is surviving as a working class artist. And joining me on the show is Montreal-based musician Russell Lauder, who just released their new single, Movie Queen, a couple months ago, and has a new album coming out later this summer. Russell and I had a really great conversation and talked about how hard it is to survive as an independent artist in 2023. We both get real fired up and pretty radical idea-wise in this talk, so brace yourself. We're both pretty radical lefties, so, we're going to have some ideas coming out. It's really good. It was a really great talk, and I hope you enjoy it. Here's my conversation with Russell Lauder. Well, hello, Russell. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm feeling pretty good today.
You mentioned you were in conference mode as well.
Well, I'm more like, you're at a conference right now. Where are you at?
I'm in Prince Edward Island. I'm at the Canadian Song Conference.
Exciting.
It is exciting.
And you're just like in that sort of have to be social conference mode, just like the thing that leads to burning you out, basically.
Yeah, I've been in like full performance mode trying to get someone to want to give me money in some capacity.
Yeah. We've all been there.
Well, no, I mean, it's really neat. It's a smaller conference and there's usually, it's where we met. You mentioned that Natasha Dupré is a pal of yours. It's actually where I met Natasha.
Yeah,
was at this conference like a few years ago.
Yeah, that is actually. I know you from Twitter.
Nobody knows me from Twitter.
I do. Like, honestly, I feel like this whole season has been just like things that I've come across my Twitter feed, which is crazy because
I love Twitter.
Oh, me too. It's
unpopular opinion, but
no, same. It's my favorite of the social medias. It always has been.
It kind of feels like it's where my anecdotes go to die, but then I can go back and look at my anecdote graveyard.
Yeah.
And
I know. Yeah. And I get upset sometimes because I'm like, guys, that was really fucking funny.
They missed out. It's not, we're not the problem.
No, that's where I land with it. So of course it's basically the algorithm. It's Elon's fault, I think.
Elon who?
Who are you talking about?
My mom was trying to talk to me about Elon Musk and I pretended I didn't know who he was.
Oh, that's a funny bit. I really like that. That's really funny. Oh, man. So, yeah, we know each other from Twitter. We have a mutual friend, music supervisor Natasha Dupré, who is one of the loveliest people in the Canadian music industry.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Major gem.
Everybody loves her. For those who don't know you, including myself, why don't we start with, like, how did you get your start in music? And, like, how did your career in music start?
Well, it was unexpected, I guess. I had initially started off my sort of creative life as a young performance artist, and I was a photographer, and I was touring around Canada doing festivals and kind of apprenticing under other performance artists who were a lot more established. And I was really interested in the art world, and then I became a bit disillusioned with it, had a bit of a shift in headspace, and I just went to Iceland for a few months when I was about 19. And I taught myself how to record there. And then from then, I just kept developing songs. They were more experimental, kind of cinematic pieces. And then I started writing pop songs a year or two later. And they started to get some traction. And I randomly got this interview with, back when Vice still had that electronic music blog, Thump. They did like a feature on me as like this person making cool electronic music in PEI of all places.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was cool. And it made people think I was a lot more established than I actually was. Because at that point I had like written a grand total of like 4 songs. Like it was not a lot.
Well, that's the name of the game, baby.
Exactly. So I got invited to play. I was going to go to Berlin to go to art school. The same week, I was asked to play a festival in Fredericton called Flourish Festival. Yeah. And I just had a gut feeling that I wanted to do that. So I did. And then that turned into a tour while I was on the road, which led to me getting booked, like booking other shows.
Yeah.
Like I just kept touring basically for 2 years straight. And then I met my label at this conference in PEI, fast forward to 2018. And then I signed with them, and I've been with them since. That's the Cliff's Notes version.
And that leads us to where we are now.
Yeah. Was that a little, I don't know. I tried to pare it down. I have debilitating ADHD, so it's hard for me to like have a linear narrative about basically
You know what?
anything.
So do I. So I
Oh, great.
Yeah, so I totally understand. Don't worry about it.
I love that.
You should have seen me rushing to get everything ready for this interview.
I wish you could. I know this is going to be a podcast, but I just want people to know that my current mic stand is a Sugar Twin holder from the hotel room I'm in. I'll send you a photo because it's just like, it was a moment where I was like, fuck. Like I was trying to find a mic stand, and then I just dumped all the Sugar Twin out onto the fridge, which I'm going to deal with later because it's making me nervous. But anyway.
That's okay. My computer is currently on top of a recycling box, so...
Good team.
Yeah. It's so funny because I usually record at my office. I share office space with a recording studio. So they normally have like a studio that I can use.
Right.
But not today. So I'm actually at home. So I'm like, oh God, what's going to happen? Oh man.
We're doing it.
So anyway, the topic for this week's show is surviving as a working class artist, which is obviously a topic that I think many artists can understand. I mean, if they can't or they couldn't, they do now because of the pandemic. I think the pandemic really brought that topic to light. And you've talked about the subject quite a bit, especially on Twitter, as I mentioned, which is a kind of what led
my grumpy old man.
Yeah, I know, but that's kind of what led to me going, that would be a good person to talk to about this. What are, just generally some of the challenges that independent artists face these days?
I can only really speak to myself and also acknowledge that I'm weirdly, even though let me just dial back. The main issue is that our different streams of revenue that we're supposed to be kind of counting pennies from and accumulating income from are no longer making us any money.
Right. Yes.
So
that's let's start there. That's the biggest problem basically is that the thing that you make for people to consume and enjoy, you don't make money from.
Yeah. Like people, like music is free.
Yeah.
Music is free now.
Yeah.
Which is bananas because it's like, I don't know exactly how much the album I'm currently finishing is going to cost, but I'm going to estimate it's around 30,000 if you include like the factor grants, the unpaid studio time, the endless editing. You know what I mean? It's just like the PR, all of the things that go into creating and promoting a collection of songs is so insanely expensive. And there is just like, it's insane that I'm releasing an album right now. I'm like, what? Why are we doing this? This is just like business. Like, obviously I want to.
Yeah.
I love an album. I'm a musician. I was like, I'm going to make albums.
Of course.
Forever, apparently. But from a business money-making capitalist standpoint, I'm like, wow, this is a great way to like stay poor.
Well,
or kind of stay in the system.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that, not just musicians, I think a lot of people in the music industry feel that way right now. Like this seems like a losing game, like especially in Canada, where I feel like it's not an industry that's only held up by grants from the government, where if you actually took that funding away, the entire industry would collapse.
Absolutely.
That's probably not a good...
No, and I don't even think that, I think initially, like, so my parents are sort of like 1960s, 1970s Montreal artists.
Oh, amazing.
People. Like my dad ran a printing press. Yeah, like I'm 27, but all my siblings are like in their mid 40s and like sort of a weird intergenerational baby. So hearing my dad talk about what it was like to get a grant with the Canada Council when he was a young artist was like, you said you were an artist and then they gave you money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a time where it was a little bit more democratized, for lack of a better term. And now...
Or maybe, sorry to interrupt, but maybe it's just that anybody can do it now.
Yeah.
And so there was probably less people wanting to be an artist back then. Yeah.
But I mean, I think there's also like the process of getting a grant is such a skill in and of itself. Like there are people who are career grant writers
Oh yeah.
because it's such a specific language. It's its own hustle of like getting money.
Yeah.
So grateful that the grant system exists. However, I still think it kind of just reinforces the same class issues that it was kind of designed to address in the first place.
Yes.
Which is that like people who get grants either have time to sit around writing grants, or they can hire people who write grants, or they have a team that writes grants for them. And I say that as someone who's on like an indie label who has fully gotten me grants. Like,
yeah.
And even still, it's like the grants don't pay for living expenses. They pay for the project expenses, and usually not all of the project expenses. It's usually just a portion.
Yeah.
So
no, that's true. Actually, we just did an episode a couple of weeks ago about grant writing.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that we talked about on that one, and also actually on another episode, a big thing that's come up this season in general is just getting a grant does not pay the artist. And I think that that's not great.
Yeah. No, it's ridiculous. And it's also, I don't know the ins and outs of the grant system, so I'm not going to say any absolutes, but I don't think I don't think that the socioeconomic status of an artist is taken into consideration when grants are being given out as much as it should.
100% agree with that. Like, especially like when we talk about like the diversity isms in the music industry, we talk about sexism, racism, heterosexualism, all of these things, but we never really talk about classism.
No.
Right? Like that's not something that gets addressed. Like, why do you think that is?
Probably because a lot of poor people are either too tired because like working class, it's exhausting. Poverty is exhausting.
Yes.
There's a lot of shame, I think, and stigma attached to poverty. There's a lot of blame. And when, people who openly talk about living in poverty or living in any kind of precarity bring it up, it's often the blame is kind of put back onto them.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's also something that is internalized because of capitalism, because of all these,
Yeah, it must be something I'm doing wrong. I'm a failure.
I'm not hustling hard enough. But it's like I've been working, well, now I'm down to 2 service jobs, but I was working 3 service jobs for the past 5 months. And like I kind of, talking to my parents about this kind of thing, they were part of a time where it was super cheap to live in Montreal. It was, like money wasn't plentiful for them ever because they were artists or, young single parents, but
they could make a living though.
Yeah, they could make a living. There was enough. They somehow found enough. It was never that bad, but I'll be working. I'll have my head down. I haven't seen my friends in weeks. And then, eventually someone's schedule aligns with mine and I'm able to like have a hangout with another friend who's in a similar position. And we're like, this is insane.
Yeah.
This is like, I don't think it's actually been this bad in a really long time. Like, I don't think we're just being whiny babies. I think this is actually like bonkers that we have to work this hard to keep our heads above water. And like, we're making
nothing.
Like we're not, yeah, like, yeah.
No, it's a good point. And I mean, most independent musicians are in the same boat as you. It's not a unique thing that's happening to you. And I think one of the biggest problems in the creative industry is that, again, like you talked about, like there's a shame involved with it and you can't talk about it. And especially with the music industry, I think a lot of artists will front that like it's not happening. Like, you can have this sort of Instagram version of yourself that may seem like it's going really well.
Oh, yeah.
And then just like, I mean, for me, I've had a lot of artists that I work with that are like, by the way, I have a day job. And it's like they're embarrassed about it. I'm like, listen, most artists I work with have a day job, maybe 2, maybe 3. Like, it's a very weird thing. It's almost like you said, people just are too shameful. Or scared to talk about
and like,
it.
I don't think I'm special for having a bunch of jobs. You know what I mean? Like, I think that it's like being working class sucks, and it is hard to make money in the music industry as an emerging artist or an independent artist, and it always has been. yeah, I had like for almost 3 years, I was living primarily off of music as my income. Like I was a full-time musician.
Yeah.
And that was because I was getting sound exchange royalties because of CBC Radio 3 plays. But when that deal with Sirius split,
so many artists had that same problem.
exactly. So, and that was also at a time where, I had just gotten out of this relationship, and I had actually been experiencing some housing precarity as a result of it, just because of the timing that had happened. It's been on my mind particularly, like a lot more, because it was that level of precarity was such a compounded experience by two epic things happening at the same time.
Yeah.
And it made me realize, like, wow, it is, I wasn't on the street. I was staying with friends. Like, my people had my back, thank God.
Yes.
And I'm going to be grateful for that forever. And I look forward to the day I can pass it on. But even coming out of that level of housing precarity, the financial catch-up game I had to play, like, people don't realize how expensive it is to be poor.
Yes.
Like to come out of a situation where you have been knocked on your ass. And it's like, poverty is not your fault. Like,
yeah, but our society is set up to make it seem that way. If you look at things like NSF charges, giving higher interest rates to people with low credit, things like that. It's like you're just trying to keep people in that situation.
Yeah, and it works. It works really well. It's like there are many things that are set up in our society to keep poor people poor.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I could just bring up abortion, since it's now like a debatable topic, apparently, politically. But I mean, the reason I think that that's being brought up, as well as like misogyny, is because that is a 100% effective way to keep a deeply impoverished working class, is like banning abortion.
It's true.
Right?
You take away the choice.
Mm-hmm,
that's just,
exactly.
Yeah. We're not allowed to make decisions.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm drawing, sorry, I don't want to go too sort of off topic, but like I'm drawing a lot of parallels right now, because it's like, I want to figure out what it would look like for musicians to have some kind of barrier, or some kind of like, is this something that we lobby the government about? Is this something that we lobby Spotify about? Is this something that we you know what I mean? Like,
no,
and I'm watching.
You bring up a good point.
Yeah, like I'm watching the I don't know if you've been keeping track of the writers' strikes in
actually,
in the film industry, right?
I have that here in my notes to talk about with you. Yeah.
I'm absolutely taking notes, because I'm like, okay, this is amazing, right? Because they can't do anything without the writers. They just can't. But in the music industry, that's a lot more difficult. Like if musicians were to lobby against big streaming platforms, it would be so much more difficult, because we can't just take our music off the platforms, because then we're dealing with distributors, we're dealing with like it's too complicated. And so what is the effective way that we where is it that we actually do have the upper hand?
Yeah, I mean that's a really big question, right? I think that one of,
not to radicalize your audience or anything.
No, I love it. Listen. I'm as left as they come, so this is very exciting.
I was going to say you're okay, great.
Very exciting.
I'm like, let's burn it down.
Yeah, dude, anytime. I'm so excited. Yeah, like particularly with the writer's strike, I think that like even if we just start with some workable solutions that would make musicians' lives better here in Canada, like what about a union that actually does something for you?
I know, like how,
like
I'm just gonna Google right now how to start a union, and I'll get back to you. Okay. Just give me 5 minutes.
If you could get on top of that, that would be great.
Yeah, I'm on it. I'll add it to my list.
Yeah, because like I think that there is a musicians union, but I don't think it does anything really.
I think it's just called a union.
But it's not really a union?
Is that shady? I don't know.
Well, it certainly isn't working as effectively as
where are my benefits?
The writers union in Hollywood. So
yeah.
That's the kind we need.
But those are the questions that I'm thinking of. It's like, okay, this is clearly not an individual problem.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be an individual solution.
Yeah.
At the same time, I'm like working a bunch. So it's, it's a little hard to want to add starting a revolution to my list. But if no one else is going to,
this is my whole life, Russell. This is like me every day, just getting mad at everything and just going, well, if no one's going to do anything.
So
and
tired.
Then I'm just like, but I'm so
Maybe
tired.
I'll have a nap and I'll feel better.
And then I'm like, but that's what they want.
They want me to have a nap. They don't want me to have a nap. They don't want you to have a nap, Jen.
But they want me to be like so beaten down that I won't do anything.
Totally.
Yeah.
No, it's like straight up like, I don't know. I don't want to.
The most radicalized podcast episode I think I've had, and I enjoy it very much.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. So, yeah, you touched on this like a little bit, but obviously the biggest problem is that working class musicians just don't make any music off their money.
They don't make any music off their money, and they don't make any money off their music. Damn it.
My money off their music? Is that what I said?
But it works.
Oh my God. They don't make any money off their music. Good job, Fritz.
Mm-hmm.
Which differs like even from say like 15, 20 years ago. You could actually make some money from your music. What are some other sources of revenue that help musicians to, kind of stay afloat these days other than making music money? I almost said it again, making money from their music.
So like outside of
of just
music altogether?
No. Just like outside of like Spotify giving you money. What are some other ways you make money?
Spotify gives me money?
Yeah, I hear Beyonce gets paid well from what I understand.
Oh, well, good for her.
Yeah.
I mean, I do love that for Beyonce. Yeah, so I mean, sync licensing is a good thing to mention because it seems to be one of the only ways that musicians can make money now. But I'm also wondering if that's going to be a viable income stream in 10 years because of the way that streaming is working out.
Well,
right?
Yeah, and I mean, that's part of the writer's strike right now, too.
It's like, yeah, exactly. It's like, it's giving Spotify, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but for now, it is juicy when you can get a nice little placement here and there. I mean, like I've gotten a couple of placements, nothing that's been like majorly life-changing, but it does generate some like passive income here and there. It's like nice to get a little soak-in situation here and there. But it's not something that you can really count on. You can't really know when to expect that money, at least for a year, 6 months at least.
No, it's true.
So there's that. Gigging.
Touring?
Yeah, well, I mean, touring itself is so expensive because of inflation, at least in Canada. So I haven't, I was a touring artist. Like that was my thing for the first like 3 years of my career. That was all I did.
Yeah.
2.5 years. It's really... It can, I was monkey barring my income from touring because that was what I was able to do at the time. But now in the current economy, I don't know if I could do it the same way. I think that I would need like an advance or a grant. Yeah. And then even then I'm not really making money. I'm just sort of breaking even. And I think that's a thing with a lot of other artists. Cadence Weapon actually wrote a really good article on the class issues of being a touring artist, sort of. I don't want to say post-pandemic because
we're still in the pandemic.
Yeah. But like post-lockdown era kind of touring and how difficult that has become.
Yeah, I read that. That was
he
really
wrote.
Good.
Yeah. It's a really really succinct analysis, and I love his writing. I think he's
incredible writer, and also one of my favorite follows on Twitter. He's
great Twitter.
Yeah. Also talks a lot about classism just in general.
Yeah. He's super smart. So yeah, touring is an option.
Anyway.
So money.
I can't make any money. So
how else do I make money as a musician?
Well, I mean, yeah, like you mentioned that you lost a lot of money because of the Sirius Radio CBC thing. Maybe let's talk a little bit about that because I know a lot of artists felt that as well. And so basically, Sirius XM in Canada Sirius XM only has a few Canadian channels, one of which was the CBC Radio 3 channel, which a lot of Canadian artists got play on, and because of that play, received money because of the airplay. They removed the channel, and so many artists were like, oh, that guaranteed money not coming no more. Right.
Yeah, and they released it. They didn't even do like a full. It wasn't even on like the CBC, like the main CBC news feed. It was like a by the way. It was on their BT Dubs page.
Yeah.
That's not what it's called.
Yeah.
I just don't know what it's actually called, but it was basically in the like the stuff that they don't actually want to deal with. And they let us. I think it happened October 4th, and they let us know October 14th.
Oh my gosh.
Or maybe it was October 8th. I don't know. I'm bad at math. I don't do math. But it was so oh man.
Yeah.
I remember where I was and who I was with when I saw that news, and I just did not know what I was going to do. Straight up.
Yeah, it's just no money.
I remember my manager called me and he was like, I don't know if we can keep working together.
Oh my God.
Like, I'm so free. Well, yeah, because that was my main income as an artist. And it was generating like, I would say it was over 70% of my income.
Wow.
Was from that. And that's not a lot. That's not a lot of income, but I could make that work. I could monkey bar that, if I was getting like,
of course,
$4,000 every couple of months, like, it's tight, but like, hey, it's like, yeah, I can make that work as an artist in Montreal. And like,
Oh gosh. That's so crazy.
So yeah.
I can't even believe that
bananas.
They just like took it away and that was it.
Well, I mean, SiriusXM is a private, like they don't have to be accountable to anybody really.
No, of course.
And I think it was like, it was a contract that had ended between the CRTC, the Canadian Radio Television.
CRTC, yeah.
Yeah, and Sirius, I believe, is what went down.
And they didn't have to, they weren't beholden to Canadian content
exactly
anymore.
Yeah.
Oof. Oh, well, let's wrap things up and try to end things. Let's try to end things on a positive note because, it's not all bad. Let's talk about your music. You have a new album coming out this summer and you recently released a new single, Movie Queen, which I love, by the way. And then you have another one coming out soon.
Yeah, June 15th.
Why don't you tell me just a little bit about the new music and the new album?
Yeah, the new album I'm very excited about. It's like definitely been a project of pure passion, fumes, and adrenaline, which I think has given it a very interesting vibe, for lack of a better term. It's got this sort of like 80s Russell Lauder electropop, like kind of Eurythmic-y songs, but then there's also like a disco track on there. There's a folk song there. I've been experimenting with bringing in like folk elements of folk or like mechanisms of folk music into a more electronic sphere, but like not in a cheesy way. Mm-hmm. And my manager is calling it future folk, which I think is really funny. So we'll see if that sticks. But it's an album where it's a lot of musical ideas that are somehow talking to each other and working in a way that I just did not expect. Like I never come into an album being like, this is what I'm going to create. This is how I'm going to do it. It's just sort of like, wow, okay, brain. Yeah.
It's a total ADHD brain, right? Like,
yeah, it's big ADHD mode. Yeah.
I love it. Do you have a release date for the new album yet?
It's set for August.
Okay.
Something.
Okay, so look for that in August.
It's in my Google Calendar.
It doesn't matter. It's okay. August is great.
August is great.
All right. Well, this seems like a good time to head on over to our fresh content segment. Every week on the show, we discuss our favorite piece of music content for the week. And we always like to start with a guest. So, Russell, what do you got? Yeah.
So there's this documentary that I remember watching on my first tour as a musician at this festival called Flourish Festival. And they were screening this documentary. It was in 2017. I think the documentary is 2016. And it's called Etude Dude, like ETTU Dude.
Yeah.
And it's a documentary on the post-industrial London, Ontario DIY music scene.
Cool.
And so it's all these working class punk and noise and like just amazing DIY musicians. But like the documentary is more about the community and people making it work in this really kind of challenging socioeconomic situation.
Yeah.
It also like it has elements. What am I trying to say? I think in a lot of current media, there's a lot of like trauma spectacles. People love to talk about trauma because, it's like kind of a big deal. But I feel uncomfortable watching it because I don't know that it's necessarily like serving the purpose of actually educating people or like maintaining an integrity about the humanity of someone who's experienced trauma. But this documentary talks about people working through their trauma through their music scene in a really interesting way, and in a way that feels so vulnerable and moving, but really just human.
Love it.
It's also all in black and white. I love a black and white situation for film. So that adds a really beautiful kind of verisimilitude to the whole thing.
Do you remember where you watched it? Like, how could people watch it?
Yeah, I should rewatch it. I haven't watched it since, but I remember it really impacted me when I did.
I can Google it if you can't remember.
I mean, I think it's on, here, let me just like, yeah, so it's on IMDb, but I don't know, you can't watch shit on IMDb. Jesus, I sound like I sound like my parents.
You're like a total boomer dad right now.
Yeah, a little bit. Boomer brain.
I mean, oh my God. We all have those moments, I think.
My nephew said "Okay, boomer" to me the other day.
Nothing gets me more. I'm a Gen Xer, and nothing gets me more mad. I'm like, I'm Gen X.
Yeah,
so
I'm like a millennial sun, Gen X moon. Boomer rising.
Exactly. We've got a little bit like when my flashlight goes off on my iPhone, boomer. Yeah.
That happened to me at the restaurant. That the waiter had to turn it off for me. Oh my God, it's so embarrassing.
It's the worst.
It's so embarrassing.
It's the worst.
They had to tell me that my your flashlight is on.
And they're so condescending
when
they do it too. I know.
Horrendous. Oh. Leave me alone. Let me live my life.
Yeah.
It's a creative choice.
Don't worry. I'll look it up.
Yeah. I'm
It's okay. I'll find it. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I should have had that locked and loaded.
It's fine. It's okay. That's what I'm here for.
Wait, do you have a creative thing? Do you have
fresh content? Yeah.
Fresh content?
Yes. So mine is, I'm going to do a podcast, which I guess is kind of weird because to recommend another podcast, but
right.
I'm sure that our listeners listen to a lot of podcasts. So I guess that's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm going to recommend the podcast 60 Songs That Explain the 90s. Have you heard of this podcast? Do you know?
No, but I'm already intrigued.
It's hosted by music writer Rob Hervella, who he writes for theringer.com. And it's basically exactly what it sounds like, except for he's gone over 60 songs. And I think he's aiming for like 120 at this point. It's an interesting podcast. He kind of like doesn't just explain the song, but he just does a lot of like riffing and talking about his life. And and it's so
it's sort of like through his lens.
Yeah, exactly.
A little bit.
Exactly.
Through his experience of the 90s. That's interesting. That's cool.
Yeah, it's really interesting. So you kind of have to get into the groove with it because at first you're like, what the hell is this? Like he's just talking about being a kid and listening to this song for the first time. But then it's kind of cool. So my one is, I just recommend that podcast overall. But a couple weeks ago, he did the song Nirvana Smells Like Teen Spirit, which is basically the quintessential 90s song. That is the one song that if I was asked what song explains the 90s in general, I would probably just pick that one. It's really good.
I haven't heard it.
Oh my God, that would be so
I'm just
funny.
kidding.
Listen, I honestly, so many of my clients are younger. I expect anything at this point that like just like anything that comes out of like Gen Z, I'm fine. Okay. Like it's fine if you don't. I mean, I grew up with it. Right. But
yeah. Someone asked me who Christina Aguilera was recently, and I dissociated right in front of them.
Well, that's me talking about like anything in the 90s, or when someone says, oh yeah, my dad really likes them.
Oh yeah, my parents are into that.
Yeah, which happened. I was talking about. I love Bruce Springsteen so much. I was talking about that the other day, and that's what they said to me.
I'm here for you.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. Is it?
I'm over it now.
Is it fine?
It's.
I'm.
Anyway, it's a really good episode. It's from a couple weeks ago, and it includes an interview with Courtney Love, who is my fave. So she is as crazy as you expect her to be on that. But I love a good Courtney interview.
She's so cool. Yeah.
Oh, I love her so
Iconic.
much.
Yeah,
totally. So that's my recommendation. And I'll have links for both of those things in the show notes for everyone. And I guess, yeah, that's it. Thanks so much for joining me today, Russell. We've talked about the album, but is there anything else you want to plug?
Yeah, well, I'm non-binary, so it's weird to say I'm in the program, but I got into the Women in the Studio program through Music Publishers Canada. So it's not just for women, obviously. It's for like non-binary.
It's always difficult with the language.
Basically, anyone who's not a cis dude. Anyone who's not a cis dude.
That's what it should be.
I was like, you should just say like no cis dudes. Like just say that. Like go for it. But I think they.
I know.
Anyway, we're talking about it, and they're super receptive. But no, it's a really, really cool program through Music Publishers Canada, where I'm going to be kind of put through a 6-month-long, with 5 other producers, we're going to be put through a 6-month-long sort of accelerator program geared towards like learning about the more technical and business aspects of music production. And I'm going to be working more. I'm hoping to sink my teeth into some composition and kind of work with other artists in that capacity. So that's going to be really exciting. That's the other thing I'm excited about.
Right on. And where can people find you online?
I'm at Russell Louder, RussellLouder. And it's my real last name, I promise.
All right. Well, have a good rest of your day. Bye.
Thank you so much for having me. Bye.
That was such a great chat. I really hope you liked it. And thanks again to Russell for coming on the show. Thanks so much for listening to the FM podcast. If you like the show, please tell your friends and give us a rating and review in Apple Podcasts. Hopefully a 5-star one. That's what we like to see. It really helps people find the podcast. And if you can take the time to do it, we'd really appreciate it. The FM podcast is produced by Fritz Media with production assistance from Carla J. If you want to learn more about Fritz Media, check out our website at fritzmedia.ca. And you can follow us on Facebook. We're at Fritz Media, and on Instagram and Twitter at Fritz_media. And if you want to learn more about the podcast, go to the fmpodcast.com. A big thank you to Said the Whale for providing the theme music for the show, and you can find them at saidthewhale.com. Okay, so we're going to go out with our song of the week this week, which of course is a song from Russell. Here's Movie Queen.
I can feel the weight of the world on my shoulders. And I've never been known for my grace. Light a cigarette, breathe it in, let it smolder, and keep me warm as the spotlight fades. Lately I'm spinning out like a movie queen, up all night, playing dead on a TV screen.
Bye. I'll see you next Tuesday.